Hello students, today will be discuss about relation of individual and masses। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है इंडिविजुअल एंड मासेज, जो कि ऑल्डस हक्सली ने लिखा है। इन्होंने इसमें व्यक्तिगत और सामूहिक रिलेशन बताया है कि किस तरीके से लोग कांटेक्ट में आते हैं और किस तरीके से रिलेशन बनते हैं। In this essay entitled Individual and Masses, Aldous Huxley describes the ways in which men and women come into contact with society. He tells us about the relations between of single men and a group of men around him. He also gives valuable suggestion that the integrity of an individual must be preserved at every cost. Next point is relation individual and with masses. According to the author, people make a direct contact with a society in two ways. First, he is member or a family or a professional or a religious group। ठीक है, व्यक्ति क्या है, पहले फैमिली का मेंबर्स होता है, फिर प्रोफेशनल, फिर रिलीजियस ग्रुप का। ओके, एंड सेकेंडली ही इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द क्राउड। और सेकेंड पार्ट वो किसका होता है, क्राउड का। When he is performing as an individual, he is expected to be capable or of moral and इंटेलिजेंट बिहेवियर। वो किस चीज़ की एक्सपेक्टेशन करता है, मोरल और इंटेलिजेंट बिहेवियर की। वट व्हेन ही इज पार्ट ऑफ क्राउड, लेकिन वो किसका पार्ट होता है, क्राउड का। ही सीज टू हैव एनी जजमेंट और विल ऑफ हिज ऑन। वी कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट एनी इंटेलिजेंट और मोरल एक्शन फ्रॉम हिम because he is a victim of herd poisoning. Next है unpredictable. The behavior of crowd is generally unpredictable. People assembled in crowd lose their power of reasoning and their capacity for moral choice. They work on suggestions and are easily excitable. They are subject to excessive rage, enthusiasm, and panic, and lose all sense of individual or collective responsibility. Their behavior is more like mindless animals than that of responsible and intelligent individuals. And next individuals differs from masses. The masses and individuals are different in one other way. The masses are easily influenced by the orators, while the individuals prefer to listen to what the writers say. The writer speaks only to some particular individuals, while the orator faces a large crowd. He has a powerful hold on the audience and can do with them what he likes. Thus, the intellectuals are interested in rationality and facts. They are not interested in propaganda at all. They want evidence to everything and have no faith and fallacies or illogical things. Next, how individual and masses behave under different conditions. Masses, on the other hand are generally led by slogans and propaganda. In propaganda, there is nothing like judgment. It is different from philosophy, which teaches that we should be uncertain even about those things which are self evident. But in propaganda, everything is dogmatic. There is no way in between what the extremes on any side. For a propagandist, a thing is either completely black or white and never gray. He never thinks that is wrong, and so he never tolerates any opposition. Opponents, according to him, should be attacked, shouted down, or if they become too much of a nuisance, liquidated. Huxley admires individuals in group because they are moral, virtuous, and intelligent. He dislikes middle minded or the mindless people who are easily inspired by the ideas of others. According to him, mindlessness and moral idiocy are not characteristically human attributes, they are symptoms of herd poisoning. And last, valuable advice. The writer concludes the essay with his valuable advice that society needs individuals more than he crowd. A salvation is gained by the individuals only and not by the masses. Indirectly, he suggests that we should enrich ourselves. Indirectly, he suggests that we should enrich ourselves with real human virtues if we want to solve the problems of our age, which is known for overpopulation, overorganization, and ever more efficient means of mass communications. The preservation of integrity and values of human individual are essential for a better society. In his essays entitled Individual and Masses, Aldous Huxley writes about the relationship between an individual and society. Huxley tells that a man or woman makes direct contact with a society in two ways: as a member of some familial, professional, or religious group, or as a member of crowd like an individual. Groups are also capable of being moral and intelligent. An individual can do intelligent actions and realistic thinking, but a crowd is and purposeless. When in crowd, the individual becomes a victim of herd poisoning. The crowd intoxicated individual escapes from responsibility, intelligence, and morality into a kind of frantic animal mindlessness. Individuals are rational in their thinking and approach. Their critical bent of mind makes them resistant to propaganda, which is the major tool of the majority or masses. Individuals who are in the fact intellectuals always demand evidence. They are shocked by logical inconsistencies and fallacies. They are averse to slogans, unqualified assertions, and sweeping generalizations, which are the special liking of the propaganda's masses. The propaganda, on the other hand, teaches to accept matter without cross questioning and doubts. He never admits his faults. Everything is either devilish black or celestial white for him. He does not believe in arguing with his opponents. They are either attacked or shouted down. And if his opponents become too much of a nuisance, they are liquidated. Individuals or human beings are generally virtuous and intelligent. They are not subject to subhuman mindlessness. In all the world's higher religious salvation and enlightenment are for individuals and not for the masses. The kingdom of heaven is within the mind of individual, not within the collective mindless of a crowd. In the modern world of the overpopulation, of overorganization and increasing efficient means of communications, it has become very difficult to preserve the integrity and his value for the individual. This is a burning question, but an individual cannot live apart from the masses. However, the individual are more reasonable and balancing than the masses that see things critically and need proof before reaching any conclusion. Even when they are a part of masses, they should preserve their integrity. They should not swayed by the foolish appeals of demagogues.